Hey friends, today we are going to do dividing fractions day 2, and we are doing whole numbers divided by fractions continued. So doing maths with Mr. G today, we are going to be focusing on using our standard equations. Our standard equations is the actual math problem that are shown. So our standard equation is going to be using 4 divided by 2/3 to get our answer. And our second standard equation we're going to use is 3 divided by 4/5. All right, friends, we need to pause and grab our whiteboards. So go ahead and pause and grab our whiteboards. So starting here with our first problem, we are using 4 divided by 2/3. So the method that we can use to do this is the keep, switch, flip method. To keep our whole number, we are going to switch our math, and we need to flip our fraction. So the first thing I like to do is that we are going to look at our problem. So we're looking at it. Now we need to start to keep, switch, and flip it. So I'm going to keep my whole number, which is 4. I'm going to switch my math. So we're going to do multiplication. And then I need to flip. So to do that, I'm just going to flip my 3 and my 2. And I'm going to now have 3 halves. It is an improper fraction, and that is okay. So now that we looked at it, we need to rewrite it, which we did here. And now we can start to solve it. So to solve it, we are just going to do everything that we've done already in our units, and we're just building onto that. So I can multiply across. I love visuals, so I can just turn this into a fraction. So I got 4 ones, or 4 wholes, times 3 halves. So multiplying across, even though we're a little crooked, it's okay. We're going to multiply across and finish our problem. Both of them are fractions. It will stay a fraction. So I have 1 times 2, which will be 2. 4 times 3 is 12. So I have 12 halves. But this looks a little weird. It doesn't look like a proper fraction. So it's improper, and it's improper because our numerator is larger than our denominator. So we need to do our math to fix this and make it a mixed number. So I know when I'm looking at my problems that our fractions can actually be read as math symbols. So we have our numerator, our denominator, and our fraction bar. But when I look at it, it just becomes a giant division symbol. So I know my fraction bar means to divide. So I can do 12 divided by 2. So now we are going to rewrite that. So I have 12 divided by 2. So now I need to do my math. How many times can 2 evenly go into 12? Well, I know 2 can go in there 6 times, so I can put my 6 up top. Oh, I did a little mistake. That's okay. Accidents happen. We'll just erase that and we can go back in. 2 times 6 is 12. Now I can solve it. 12 minus 12 is going to be 0, so my answer is going to be 6. This is all that we do to do the standard math, our standard equations. So now that I finished this, I can go back in and use the pictures that we started to learn with yesterday to check my work. I want to make sure that we check our math so that way we know what we're doing. So to do that, I know that I'm going to have 4 groups with 2/3 taken out of it. So to start off, we need to draw our 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I know that they are going to be split into thirds because that's my denominator. So to split it into thirds, I need to cut it 1 less than the total number of pieces I want. So I know I can cut it 1, 2 times for 1, 2, 3 pieces, 2 times for 3 pieces, 2 times for 3 pieces, and 2 times for 3 pieces. So now I need to take 2 of those thirds out of there and keep them in groups of 2s. So I can do 1, 2, that's a group. 1, 2, that's a group. I have taken out 2/3 out of all of my groups. So now I need to check how many whole 2/3 did I take out. So I took out 1 group. I have another group. I have a 3rd group, 4th group, 5th group, and a 6th group. I have none left over, so I have a whole number, 6. 6 matches my 6 that I got. I can circle my answer and I can check it. Alright, so it looks like we got the hang of that so far. So now let's test it again with our next problem. So we have 3 divided by 4/5. So we need to keep, switch, and flip. So we are going to keep our whole number, switch our math, and flip our fraction. So we looked at it. Now we need to rewrite it. So rewriting it, I can rewrite it as 3 multiplied by 5/4. So now we can just go into solving it. So to solve it, I know that our whole number doesn't have a denominator, so we can just add it, so that way we can just multiply it across. So it would be 3/1, or 3 wholes, or 3 for our whole number. So now I can multiply across, bring my fraction bar over since they're both fractions, and so I know 1 multiplied by 4 is 4, and now I can multiply my numerators, which will be 3 and 5. So 3 times 5, drumroll please, is 15. So I have 15/4. Looks a little odd to me. This is an improper fraction. It's improper because our numerator is larger than our denominator. So I need to change it. So to change it, I can look at my problem and read it as a math equation. So I can read it as 15 divided by 4, or I can go in there and rewrite that again and write it as our problem. 15 divided by 4. So I know the closest I can get to 15 is 12. So 4 times 3 gets us to 12. Now I can solve it. So to solve it, I can fist bump count up. So I have 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 3. I have a little bit of 3 down here. Can I take 4 out of 3? Can 4 come out of 3? No. 4 is too large. So I know that this 3 is left over. What's left over becomes our remainder. So I have 3 remainder 3, but now I need to know, what do I put here for my denominator? So to do that, I'm going to go back and look at our problem and see that 4 became our new denominator. So I'm going to move our 4 and bring it to our answer, and so it's going to be 3 3/4. So now we did that with our standard equation, we can check it. So to check it, we can draw a picture. So I need 3 groups or 3 rectangles, and I need to figure out how many times am I going to split these groups. So now we're going to go back to our original problem, 3 divided by 4/5, and I know that the fraction that is given to us is fifths. So I'm going to split them up into fifths. So I'm going to cut them 1, 2, 3, 4 times to get 5 total slices. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I need to split them up into groups of 4/5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So now that I split them up, I can go in and circle groups. Groups of 4/5. A second group of 4/5. A third group of 4/5. Oh no, I have leftovers. So I only have 1, 2, 3 left over. So I have 1, 2, 3 whole groups, and I have 3 groups of my 4, since we're using our denominator that we got with our new problem. So I got 3 3/4. Does our 3 3/4 match the 3 3/4 that I got? It does. So now I can check it because they match and circle my answer. Thank you for watching, my friends. Hopefully we all enjoyed our lesson today, and we can always come back and re-watch our videos if we need it as a reference. Enjoy your day, my friends. We all worked super hard, and we're leaving today with a big old smile. All right, bye, friends.